Now to the US, where Republicans have elected Mike Johnson of Louisiana to be the next Speaker of the House of Representatives. His win caps 3 weeks of chaotic party infighting, which left the chamber leaderless and effectively unable to function. The little-known Conservative was the Republicans' 4th nominee for the Speaker's chair. He won 220 votes to 209. A small right-wing faction had ousted the previous Speaker, Kevin McCarthy. Let's get more from our correspondent in Washington, Stephen Simons. Welcome, Stephen. So talk us through this 4th vote for a Speaker.
Well, there's not much to say. To everybody's surprise, maybe, this time the Republicans made it quick and dirty, so to speak. 1 vote, 220 votes. Nobody voted against Mike Johnson, and that was shortly before this floor vote happened, actually expected, because everybody was basically saying, oh, we cannot afford this to be a disaster like before again. Remember, Representative Jordan had 4 or 3 votes and failed miserably. Scalise and others, some didn't even make it to a floor vote. They were designated Speaker for like 3 hours and then withdrew. So that was about time, like many say in Washington. These 3.5 weeks, as you pointed out, without the House of Representatives in Congress speakerless and basically a lame duck. So this is hopefully about to change in terms of functioning government.
And who is he? Who is Representative Mike Johnson of Louisiana?
51-year-old, as you said, from Louisiana, former lawyer, a staunch and vocal Trump supporter, maybe not coming as a surprise in the GOP these days, and played some role in trying to, well, hinder the vote in Congress and the presidential elections in 2020. Besides that, he is the candidate who has the least enemies in the conference of the Republicans, and that is exactly the point why he became Speaker of the House now. Now, he has a tall order ahead of him and a big shoe to fill in terms of legislation, rolling out laws, funding bills, etc. Remember the president's request for $60 billion for Ukraine in aid, ammunition, weaponry, etc. $14 billion for Israel, and so on, for border security. So these are big items he needs to get his head around and swing the gavel to issue legislation.
And briefly, that's why this vote was important, because all of that you've just described there couldn't happen without a Speaker.
Exactly, critical. The government can only do so much. Some of the aid was, so to speak, coded, which means it is actually marked as being ready to be pulled off the shelf. But those funds are running dry, and that's why every government needs a functional legislative, and this is critical. The House, the Senate, the Congress is the legislative. Then you have the president who is in the executive. So, but if one branch doesn't work, you have problems, everything slows down, and hopefully, this is going to end now.
Thanks for that, Stephen. Stephen Simons in Washington.